Hi guys, it's Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I am here for my Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I've got your tarot card reading, 2 storylines for the new moon in Libra, which is on, it's the period beginning September 28th, going until the Aries full moon on October 13th. So, because we are very much in the sign of Libra, I have like 100 videos out there about all the things happening in Libra right now. So go watch them. It's going to be great. But there's so much going on around the issue of love that I decided to go ahead and devote the whole reading to love. All right. And my 2 storylines today, one is going to be for singles. I've got that on the table now. It's really interesting. It's going to be a fun, it's not something I would have expected, but it's a good storyline. I like it. And then I'm going to shuffle up both my decks and get you a second storyline for our Sagittarii who are partnered, okay? Now, Sagittarius is very much a free spirit. So, this is a really, really interesting read for me. Now, I want to say my whole, prologue about the collective readings. First of all, they're collective readings. They can apply or resonate for absolutely everybody out there. If you want something that's tailored to your own particular energies, that is what I do. Look me up. Read the instructions below if you want to know how to do that. You are definitely welcome to just kind of shoot a message, say hi. You can follow me on all my platforms. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. So reach out to me if you want to do that before booking a reading, but definitely let's get to know each other. Let's get your cards read, okay? I do want to say that if it's resonating with you, if you're feeling like this message is kind of clicking, like, okay, I think they're talking about me. I just want to say that energies are always very, very fluid. So once we talk about relationships, the roles within the relationship might be reversed. So if I say that one person cheated or lied, maybe it was you, maybe it was your partner. Okay. So just try to kind of understand that those can flip flop. Same with timelines. I have past, present, and future, and things that I talk about happening in the past may actually be happening right now. Everything's just really kind of fluid. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, be flexible as to whether or not you consider yourself single or partnered right now. Okay, not what's your official Facebook status, but in your soul, do you see yourself as seeking a partner, aka alone, or do you see yourself as partnered with somebody? Now, not everybody who's single is looking for a partnership, and typically that's true of Sagittarius. But I gotta say, your mind might be changing about that. Okay, so I got some very talkative decks. So I asked for 1 significator on this and I got 3. Okay. So, all of these cards actually came up in the readings that I have done for this series for other new moon readings for the other signs. Okay. And in fact, I made a connection between these 2 cards, which came out in that order. Everything's backwards. I got a webcam and it sucks, so I have to send it back. So everything's backwards because this is all on my phone, okay? But we have the King of Swords and the Emperor were 2 of our 3 significator. And significator just means what's the general overview of the reading, or who are you, what situation do you find yourself in, okay, as the querent. The querent is just the person getting their cards read for them, so vocab. All right. This guy in the Tattoo Tarot, he's holding this staff, okay? But in a lot of Emperor cards, like the image that I've been shown, just reminded of, sort of a little download here, is that he's typically holding, in a lot of cards, he's holding a sword. But he's holding his sword downwards. He's rested it on the ground, and that makes him different from the King of Swords, who's holding his sword upright. So he's holding it upright, kind of almost in a defensive position, but he's definitely grasping it. His sword is in use. So he's using his intellect right now to figure something out. Okay. I got this in a sequence where he was followed by the Emperor. And to me, what that means is that you, Sagittarius, who has been looking at your singledom, your love life, or your abstaining from a love life, whatever you've been up to, okay? You've been looking at that from a very rational perspective. When we look at the past, there's reason for that. There was some confusion in the past. Things are out of balance. So you've been thinking, like, what is it in my life that I need to balance? And then once you become the Emperor, that means you put your sword down. Like, you've rested your sword. Like, okay, I was thinking about it, and now I've made up my mind, and I'm going to rest my sword down on my side to say, I have spoken. This is my decision. And according to these cards, your decision is that singlehood may not be the thing for you. Okay? Now, again, Sagittarius is free spirit. There's lots of great things about being single. There's so many great. You get to sleep on both sides of the bed. You can go to bed when you want to. You can go eat wherever you want to, whenever you want to. You don't have to put pants on really most of the time. So like there's lots and lots and lots of great things. You don't have to answer to people, right, about being single. But some of you guys are seeing that that's not all that there is. Okay, so freedom is not all that there is that could make you happy. I think you're starting to crave some of the things that non-single people have, aka stability. Okay, so Sagittarius want to settle down? That's interesting. Okay, but let's keep reading and see where we go. In the past, like I said, there was some imbalance. I've got the Justice card reversed, and this is somebody else who is wielding their sword. Like the King of Swords, she's holding it upright. But here's the thing. She's blindfolded. So she can't complete the task. This is a progression of you from the Justice card imbalanced to where you're like, oh, okay, I got the blindfold off. Now I can hold on to my sword and think some thoughts about what it is that I really want. I'm going to kind of disconnect from my emotions a little bit, and I'm just going to think about this rationally. Okay, now I thought about it rationally, and I've made up my mind. All right, so do you see the progression here? It's actually kind of a cool storyline that's using swords, even though the Emperor is not holding one in this deck. Okay, so what was out of balance in the past? We have the Seven of Cups reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed. So this is, again, reiterating this sequence where there was a lot of confusion in the past. It might have caused you to act in kind of erratic ways because you want to act because you're a fire sign, you want to do something, right? But if you're not really acting from a place where you know what you want, you might be a little flaky. You might be a little inconsistent in your communications, right? It can kind of just act like you can begin to embody all the negative aspects of an air sign, okay? Even though you're fire, all right? And then we have the Eight of Swords reversed. So that shows me Eight of Swords typically is another blindfolded card, okay? Very, very similar. And Justice in this deck is 8. I don't know if I ever noticed that before. All right. So some decks Justice is 12. So it's significant in this particular reading that the Eight of Swords is a blindfolded person with all these swords, and the 8 card, the Justice, is a blindfolded person with a sword. All right. So in other words, you decided to move away from this place of confusion, and that is where we have come to now. You've come to this decision that, you know what? I'm looking at the other side over there, and the grass might be a little bit greener. Okay? Thinking about partnering up, but it's still very important for you to maintain your independence, okay? Because that's just a part of what Sagittarius is, okay? I got my Sagittarius rising, so I know how that feels. Now, present moment, boom, Check that out. You get the Ace of Staves. That is a new inspiration, a new passion, probably a new attraction. Okay. Maybe you've made a connection with somebody. Maybe you just have this new inspiration to take things in another direction. Okay. And then also in the present position, we have the first of two appearances from this guy, the devil. Okay, so the devil actually came up in the advice position along with another card that is almost the opposite of the devil. So we're gonna get there. Okay, the devil, yeah, it can be all those evil dark things inside of us, but mostly it's something that you are bound to. All right, Sagittarius, Mr./Ms/ Mix. I don't know how you pronounce that. And I'm doing it right? Okay. No strings attached is your typical MO. You are kind of wanting to attach a string to a thing. Okay? You're getting this idea, this new inspiration. Maybe you met somebody to hit your post to, but you're definitely kind of like, you're starting to feel it in you. Not just like, oh, maybe I'll do the things that a person would want me to do in a relationship, but you're kind of starting to feel like maybe a little possessive, okay? Maybe you want those feelings of attachment. Well, the universe is paying attention to you. This is the Judgment card. Okay? Judgment is life after death. Okay? So you are just kind of like in your head, you were confused, you weren't really sure. I have a feeling, in fact, I'm hearing that a lot of you guys actually restructured the way that you think about relationships and your role in relationships, okay? So some of you guys are doing some really, really, really good karmic work, and that means the universe is going to come along and boop, 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 boop. Hello. Is Sagittarius home? We have a decision for you to make. Are you going to follow the path that you have already started to feel the spark of in your heart? Or are you going to run away because attachment feels like the devil to you? All right. The decision is up to you. Because like I said, we got the devil in the future, but we also got Temperance. Okay. This, the devil can also mean a lack of moderation. Okay. So like if you're obsessed about somebody, if you're addicted to something, if you do too much of anything, right, that will manifest as the devil card. And the antithesis to that is the moderation found in the Temperance card. Okay. So these are two cards. It's literally an angel and a devil. I would never expect, and one's number 14 and one's number 15. I would never expect these two cards to show up in a way in which they are talking to you with the same message. Okay? All right? Yes, tie yourself to something, but slowly. Just a little at a time, okay? Don't give up all your freedom yet. You know you don't want to do that, okay? And so I think this is kind of telling you to take the middle path. It's definitely something that can bring you some healing, all right? But if you're starting to think, Sagittarius, like you might want to, you know, tie yourself up to something or somebody else, I'm not judging your life, okay? Then that is definitely something you're being urged to do. And here's the thing about the devil. Devil is not always evil. The devil is, like I like to say, it's the card of Capricorn. It's the card of Saturn, all right? You know Saturn's doing too much right now. He just went direct. Dance around with the South Node, squaring up with Venus, okay? Mumbo jumbo. Basically, Saturn is doing a lot right now to test your karma, to help present you with the karmic lessons that you need. And this to me feels like a message that karmically speaking, there is some healing to be done in a partnership for you. So think about it. Think about what's best for you. Obviously, it's not your reading. It's not your reading, okay? Send it to somebody who you think it might be for, all right? I'm going to go ahead and pause this, gather up my little doodads, shuffle them up, and give a reading to my Sagittarians who are currently partnered. There's got to be at least one of you out there, right? All right, guys, I'm back, and I think I said this to one of my other couples, but I really hope you're sitting down. We need to have a talk about the future of the relationship that you're currently in. If this is a message for you, then you're in a relationship that's very stable and has been very stable for a long time, probably for a while, okay? It's not super exciting. In fact, it's the Knight of Coins. I think I got that exact same card for my Aries couple. However, the card that came out with it was the Lover's card, and the card that's coming out with yours is the Two of Wands reverse. Okay, and so in other words, you're in a very, very stable relationship, but it's not really exciting. It's not like this thing that you look forward to. You don't feel like two candles, two flames burning for one another. Okay, because wands are fire, and that's what that could feel like, okay? So in the past, actually, we just need a clarification because I got the Knight of Cups reversed and the Seven of Coins reversed. And that's somebody who I feel is probably dealing with some impatience and some emotional insecurity. And, okay. All right. And either you or your partner has gone through a thing, okay? And that's really vague. But we have the Strength card and the Mountebank, or the Magician, okay? That are coming up behind the Nine of Swords and the World. So somebody in this situation had to garner all their strength and all their intention and just gather up all of their power, confront some serious fears and anxieties, and just close those out. Okay, one of you two had to do that. And I think that going through that process within this relationship is what was the need for stability. But it's left somebody feeling emotionally unfulfilled, and like they're not feeling the romance part of things, okay? And they're starting to question the relationship. It's you, or it's your partner, or it's your girlfriend, Deborah, okay? Y'all know Deborah is my imaginary friend that we need to send readings to sometime so she can get her shit together, okay? Deborah, honey, I know this is you. It's about you and Bill, okay? All right. Present energies. This is where shit gets real, okay? Because we've already had the World. Already closed out something big, okay? And then the clouds opened and the Lord spoke, and he gave us the Judgment card and the Devil. Both of these cards showed up for my Sagittarius singles, but these showed up one on top of another. Your Devil's coming calling for you, okay? You are a Sagittarius who is in a relationship that you're bored, and you know the Devil is coming calling for you, okay? This is a moment where you're going to be given an opportunity to do something different than you've done before, okay? Devil in the last reading for the singles, I was promoting, but this one, there's some karmic stuff that you have to confront this, because you're stuck in a cycle. You're stuck in this pattern, okay? Not only did this come up as I wanted a clarification. Okay, I just realized what you did to me. These decks have been working together, okay, to provide, I promise y'all, this is what I shuffle, okay? I already had these cards out in the future, including the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And I'm trying to piece this together. I'm like, well, let me go back to these middle cards. And I've got the same deck, and I start shuffling, and I say, give me some clarification on these present energies. And it said no. And it said, like, basically I had this intuition that I had to go to the second deck to get a clarification, and it gave me a card that was already on the table. Like, this deck didn't have the answer because it was already on the table. Okay? So in other words, what these cards are telling me, these are all karmic cards. And we got the Tower. So if you don't answer this call, like, the universe is coming down to shove its phone in a place that you don't want it to go. Okay? If you don't answer this call, the universe is going to, there's going to be some sort of divine intervention. I'm not playing with you. Okay? It's in the future, which means it's a warning if you don't pay attention to this calling that's coming. Okay? How you handle that is up to you. You know what the behavior is. You know what the pattern is. Maybe this seeing this reading will help you kind of like meditate on that, okay? To be able to find the pattern. Yo, go to my Venus square Saturn all signs collective reading and scroll down in the information. There's a link to this really good guided meditation to St. Bridget to help unblock, to help understand what is the blockage that's keeping you from moving forward. Anybody who's dealing with some karmic stuff, I did it the other day and it was great. I love that. It's such a good meditation. Okay, so in other words, you're repeating some jankety patterns, some things that you know are not good for you. The Wheel of Fortune, okay? It's time to break those patterns. And guess what? The angels are coming and the devils are coming. And you got to answer to one of them, okay? You're going to have to make a decision. If you make the right decision, you get to move forward on the Wheel of Fortune. If you don't, you got some warnings. There's so many cards. That's why it's taking so long. It took me like 15 minutes to meditate on these before I could push play again, or record, because there's so much here. It's a big message, okay? Stick with me. If you're still here, it's your reading. Or Deborah's. And yeah. We have the Tower card reversed, the Three of Coins reversed, which is an inability to build, okay, or it's a total lack of teamwork. And then we had, again, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is just the things falling apart sequence. That's what this means, okay? If you don't take the advice that is being given to you by the cards, okay? Now, your future is your future. You know what's right for you. You know what's right for you, okay? So definitely moving forward, whatever it is that you choose, there's going to be some time where you're just going to need to recalibrate your thoughts. Okay? Whether karma comes and smacks you upside the head, or you master this lesson, take the test home, it's got an A+ on it, hang it on the fridge, okay? Because you mastered the lesson. You listened to the angels and not the devils. However that plays out, it's going to take some time to recalibrate your understanding about the issue, okay? And you're going to have to rest. Advice for you, darlings. You've got to do what serves you, even if it makes you sad. Okay, you're gonna have to ask for the space. Don't be sneaky about it, because Seven of Swords can be deception and manipulation. Okay, I'm trying to ask you to do what is the positive side of this. Okay, look for ways in which you may be robbing something from yourself. Are you robbing yourself of an experience by repeating this cycle over and over again? Or is there something about that pattern that you identify with and you would mourn if it was gone? All right. So you have some serious issues to confront in here when it comes to breaking this pattern. I don't know what the pattern is. Only you do. Okay. But I'm going to tell you what, if you're a Sagittarius in a stable and stagnant relationship, you're going to do some Sagittarius things. Okay. Or you can answer the calling, tune into yourself, figure out what is the right thing to do for you. And you got a partner here. Don't forget about your partner here. Okay? All right? Do the right thing by you. Because otherwise, You just gunking up your karma. It's going to take you some time to work it out later. All right. So happy Libra season, Sagittarius. I hope everything works out for you. I love you all.